G'day guys, welcome back. It's resin day. I am going to try something a little bit different today, something I haven't done before. And I've bought these molds, about a year ago, and I've never used them. They're the ones that've got that little lip. So instead of your coaster being smooth, it's got that little lip on the top. And I also want to use my little Druzy Inserts. Now, I'll show you one that I did. It's not using these, but it's similar kind of a look. And I'll show you the kind of look that I'm after. Let's put you on autofocus. Look at that. Look at that. So this is the Druzy side. And then the other side is just smooth. Can you see that? So that's the smooth side, and then obviously that's the Druzy side. It's a very fine Druzy. This one, look how it sparkles. It's just divine. Made this myself. So that's what I'm going to use today. And I had to get my head around this a little bit, because when you're just using a normal coaster mold, like that, which I used, and look, I've only used it once and it's already warped, so that was a waste of money. Used it once and it's no good. So anyway, I got that out of it. So what I'm going to do, because with this I put my Druzy in, and then, you know, I poured the resin on, and then turned it upside down, and then just peeled my Druzy out, and I had that. But these are a little bit different, because that's the top. That's going to be the top. So I can't put my Druzy in like that. Excuse my nails. I was painting this morning. I got paint under my nails. I can't do that, because then when I turn it upside down and peel the Druzy out, it's just going to be flat. So I need my Druzy to be this way. Following me so far? So that when I turn it out and I peel my Druzy out, I've got the crystals on this side, which is the top. I think I've got it right. Cross fingers. I was deliberating about it, but I think I've got it right. So what I'm hoping is that it's going to be that way, with the little lip around the top. Yeah? Does that make sense? I hope I've got it right. So with the little lip around the top, instead of just being clear, I thought I would have a color. And first of all, I was just going to put like silver to match this and have them all the same. And then I thought, well, if you maybe giving them as a gift or something, it might be nice to have a different color around each one, so that people know which is there, so they can put their glass back on it. I'm thinking these would be really nice as a wine, for wine glasses or champagne glasses, something like that, because they're so glittery and crystally. So that's my take on it. So what I'm going to do is, and I've done one already, I've put green glass around the edge. So again, once it's turned out, we'll have green raised bit around the edge, and then the crystals on the inside. So green, red, gold, blue. And I've decided to go with these sparkling, like Glamour Sparkles by Stamperia. It doesn't actually say on there what they are, but I think they're kind of a metal. They're quite heavy. I don't think they're glass. I think they're more of a metal, which is what I'm after, because I want something that's heavier. It's going to sink down. I don't want to use glitter and then it all flies up and goes all over the place. I want to keep it on the bottom there. So I've done the green. So how I did that, I just poured some in here into my little cup, and then I could pinch it to make a little point. And then what I did was I just very carefully, because I don't want to get it everywhere, I just try to pour it in the little groove there. Hopefully you can see. Like so. And I thought I'd do one first just to have a little practice and see how I went. So I just want to basically give it a good covering so it's just covering the base there. I don't want too much. And see how some of it's gone over. I mean, I'm rushing a little bit, but it's gone over. I'm using this, it's got a little soft cotton bud on the end, and I'm just using that to push them back off, because if you use a toothpick, you'll scratch your mold and then also push it down the sides, because there's a few that have kind of stuck onto the side there as well. I'll just push them back in. And then when I haven't mixed up my resin yet, because I thought I'd do this first. And then I'll go and mix up my resin. And then when I pour it in, it should just go on top of these little shards. So I'll just make sure that I've got them even there. Nice even sort of a covering. Because like I said, I didn't want anything that was going to float away. So I don't want it sort of floating and coming across my druzy. So that's why I thought I'll try something heavy. And that's, I've got these in different colours. I've got some other colours as well, but I thought I might as well do the nice, bright sort of primary colours. Red, green, yellow and blue. So that's it. So I'll put that back in here. And then I'll give it a good clean out and then go for my other colours. So I'm going to do the other two. So yeah, I've got the sparkling red, gold, sparkling blue, sparkling green. So those are my colours. All right, I'm going to do the other two and I'm going to mix up my resin. And then I'm going to tell you about these, because obviously if I put those down straight away, when I peel them out, I'm going to have a hole in the bottom. So I'm going to have to do this in 2 stages. So I'll mix up my resin and then I'll talk to you about what I'm going to do next, okay? That's very, very difficult. Oh my gosh. All right, see you soon. Right, got my resin. Again, not quite sure how much to make up. I'm using the Platinum 360 Plus, because it's 3 p.m. at the moment, which means I can come back and do my next layer this evening, and then I'll be able to unmold tomorrow. So yay! So what I did was I've got 150 grams of part A and 65 grams of part B. So what I want to do is, now, how am I going to make sure that they've each got the same amount in them? And what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to pour some in and let it go over the edges, flow over, and cover up my little shards. I'm thinking they're metal shards. I think. I wish it would say on there what they are. Doesn't say. Feels like metal. All right, next one. It's a pretty low bubble resin, this one. So I don't want to fill it up all the way yet. I just want to put a little bit in, let it go off to the edges, and then let the bubbles come up. That one hasn't got quite as much as the others because it hasn't gone over on that side. So make sure they've gone over into that little dip there on the sides. You've gone over, you haven't quite. And then give that a minute. I'm going to see if I can actually drop them from a height, just to get the bubbles to come up from underneath those little shards. With without making too much of a mess. I'm spilling. Actually, I probably stuck my glove in it, that's why. They want to bounce because they're silicone, rubberish. But you can see how the shards are staying in place. If it was glitter, they'd be all over the place, wouldn't they? So if you wanted to, I mean, if you saw any bubbles, you could sort of pop them, something in there, with your little Duvalaki. But I'm just going to give that a minute and then I'll torch. Just with a little torch. Don't go crazy. I mean, these are these cheap thin molds, so they melt very quickly. So just go quickly. Now there's a bubble in there I can see. I'm just going to see if I can stick a toothpick into it and get it to come up to the surface. Because I think some of the bubbles kind of get trapped underneath those little shards. So I just have to take a little bit of time here, just waiting. There's some more bubbles on this one. Just take your time. Just remember that that's not very deep there, so don't get too close with your torch because it's not very deep. It's only a tiny bit covering the base of that mold there. I'm thinking because it's going to be quite crystally. Look at that big bubble. If there's a couple of bubbles caught underneath this, I don't think it's going to matter, you know, too much, because it's going to be like a crystally kind of a look anyway, and you're not going to know if there's a bubble under that. All right, let me just double check, make sure I haven't got any bubbles. I'm still second guessing myself as to whether or not this is going to actually work, if I've got it the right way around, but I think I have. Cross fingers, I think I have, because like I said, if I had to put that down there like that, when I peeled it out, I would just have a smooth bottom. And you don't want a smooth bottom, do you? Oops, there's some more bubbles in this one. You can see. Come on, out you come. Out you come. Give them some. Oh, it came up to the surface and popped. All right, so now what I need to do is, and this is a little bit tricky, I guess, because I have to work out how much to put in there so that they're all similar. Because what I want to do now is I want to fill these up. Now I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to take that glove off so I can pick this up. I'll come back around here. I want to show you something. Now, see, there's only a little bit of druzy and the rest of it's all resin. So I need to fill these almost to the top, but just leaving enough room for the width of these. Okay, that's what I want to do. But I have to try and make sure that they're equal, but leaving the thickness of that. So rather go under than over. There's another bubble. So, you know, I'd rather have them not quite as full. Oops, more bubbles. Oops, you coming up? Come up. Gotcha. Bam. All right. I guess they'll come up and I'll just splat them as they come up. All right, so here we go. So I put a little bit more in each one. I'm just going to go slowly. As I said, I just want to make sure that they're at a good height, not too deep, but still allowing me to be able to put that in later, and it will come to the top, hopefully. Oh, I've still got quite a lot of room there. Let's put a bit more on. So I'm just going to do a little bit and then stand back and have a look across the top. See how much room I've got left? Last thing you want to do is overfill them. And then you'll have no room for your Druzy insert or inlay, whatever you want to call it. I've probably got about 6 mil at the moment. Go a little bit more. We just made up the right amount of resin, hey? So I can't fill them up anymore. That'll be whatever the resin says. But you don't have to make them, you know, as thick as these. They can be lower down. A couple of bubbles on this one here I can see. So as the bubbles come up, you can just torch them. There's a tiny little flame there. Look, you can hardly see it. Tiny little flame. Hopefully it's not going to get too hot and ruin my molds. Fluff already. I thought I got that little bit of glitter out. But this is going to be the bottom. This is going to be the, what you can see here is the bottom of the coaster. Okay. Now, I'm just going to stand back and see which one needs a little bit more. A little bit more for each. I'll just finish off my resin. I'll actually I'll bring you down in a minute so you can see how much I've filled them up. Let's see who needs a bit more. So this layer of resin here is basically giving us a nice little pad to then pop the Druzy insert onto. I think that's all right. Okay, so that's it. That's all my resin gone. And it's going to be pretty close. Like I said, you don't have to fill them up all the way. It's a pretty deep coaster. All right, I'm going to bring you down and see if I can show you the depth. Right, come with me. Come on. All right, let's see if we can have a little look across the top. See, they're not filled all the way. You can see the resin there. I'm hoping I've got them all kind of similar. And I've left enough room for my Druzy. Oh, is that a bubble? Poke, poke, poke. You get back down there. Oh, look, the bubbles. Bubbles are rising. Let me come down here and push those back in. Down you go. I'll fix that up. But yeah, that was a bubble, hey? I better go around and check to make sure I haven't got any more bubbles. So there we go. I'll come back in about, like, they don't have to be rock hard. It just have to be set enough for me to pour my next layer on. Okay, so I'll be back in a few hours. Righto, I am back. It's 5:30. They're set enough. I could have even done it earlier, so that didn't take very long at all, did it? Now I've made up some more resin. I did 150 grams of A. No, I didn't. I didn't need that much. I did 75 and 32. 75 grams of A, 32 grams of B, because I don't need much. So, oh, this is a bit tricky. Oh, I don't exactly know what I'm doing here, but let's put a little puddle down. Okay. Now, this is going upside down in my puddle. Oh, there's a bubble. Oh, look at that. I can still pop it. I didn't really come back and check again. I went off and did other things. Put a little bit more down. So I'm expecting you know, the resin to seep out, which is fine. And like I said earlier, if you get some bubbles caught underneath, which you probably will, I don't think it will really matter. So let's put that there. And then we'll push it down. I might get a stick to do that, so I don't get resin all over my gloves. So I'm already getting resin on the top of that. I don't want to make any more mess than I have to. So I'm just going to push from the inside out. And hopefully any bubbles that are under there will have a chance to vacate the premises. So I don't really want the resin to go over the top of this. Oh, that looked pretty good actually. That was pretty good. What do you reckon, guys? Oh my gosh. So, oh look, see there's a few little bubbles coming up, pushing the edges down. I will put a little bit more in once I've done all of them, just to bring the resin up to the very top of my little insert. Make sure that it's in the middle. Oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Well, I can't see the other side. It could be a million bubbles under there, couldn't it? Yep, it could. All right, let's do the next one. What's that? Hang on, what's that? What's that? It means my bit of tape. What have I dropped in there? No, it's not going to come out. It's a little, I don't know actually what it is. Okay, a little bit there. Just to spread it out. I don't want to put too much in though, you know. The last thing you want to do is when you push the insert out that all your resin overflows. So you don't want to do that. So just, you know, do it carefully. Don't put too much in. Because this will displace your resin. You know, it'll take up room of your resin, so it will go higher. Oh, there's a bubble. Right, let's push from the inside out, same as I did with the other one. Hopefully I'm pushing some bubbles out. If not, too bad, so sad. Can't do much about it, can I? I can push down pretty hard because it's got this dry base of resin here, so it can only go so far. You know, there's not a lot of room for the disc to move down. And I can see some bubbles coming out now, and I'm going around the very edges. Okay, back in the middle with you. I'll leave it there. Let some more bubbles come out if they want to. Move on to the next one. Just enough to, about the same size as my little inlay is. Okay, working my way back again, inside out. And hopefully there's resin trapped in there underneath. Should be, should work, shouldn't it? I guess we'll find out. We shall find out together if it's worked. I mean, you don't have to go to all this trouble, you know. If you just do a normal coaster that doesn't have the lip, you know, like that one, then you don't have to do all that. You can just put your disc in like that and be done with it. It's just that I'm using this coaster with a lip. I just like to do things the hard way. I like a challenge. I get bored pretty quick. I like to try new things. And I like to perfect them. Like if I can't do something, I'll do it over and over and over and over until I get it right. Okay, I think that's about it. Now I'll go around the very edge. Push those bubbles out. There they go. You see all those little bubbles coming out now. I will push them again before I finish and see if I can get any more to seep out. All right, last little one. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, it's got a hair on it. It's on the outside, so it should be all right. Okay. Same thing. It's such a busy day today. I didn't have breakfast until 3 o'clock. I've had a couple of coffees, but I didn't have anything to eat until 3 o'clock. I was just so busy. Too busy to stop and eat. Fridays are always busy for me. I have to get my orders out. I get my orders out on Mondays and Fridays for the molds that people buy. And thank you so much, by the way, for those of you that have bought my molds who are supporting me. I really appreciate you supporting the small businesses, you know, rather than those big Chinese corporations. Really, really appreciate it. So I make molds during the week, before work, after work, my days off, and then I post them on Fridays. And then I make more molds Friday afternoon and Saturday and Sunday, and then I post them off again on Mondays. Keeps me out of trouble, keeps me occupied. Really enjoy it. All right, so that's that done. Now, I'm going to go around again on the edges. So there's more bubbles coming out now. Go around once more on the edges, and then I'm going to put a little bit more resin in. Get all of those popping out. You probably can't see from up there, can you? But they're coming out. And then I need to give them a little bit of a torch. And then put a little bit more resin in, just to bring the resin up to the top. I'm going to be really careful here because I don't want to melt my mold. I've got to be careful. Shit, yeah, I can't really. There are a couple of bubbles stuck to the sides there, but I can't torch them. So I think what I'll do is I'll put a little bit more resin in, and hopefully they'll sort of move off to the side. Now, I'm going to get a cup, a little paper cup, because I don't want to put resin on the insert. Make sure they're all in the middle. So I'm just going to pour some in here. That way I can pinch my cup and just pour very carefully around the side. Just like that. Just putting a little bit more resin in, bringing it up to the top of the insert or inlay. I don't think it'll float. I think it'll just sort of sit there because I've squashed it down. Hope these work out pretty. If you do get a little bit of resin over the top, it won't matter because it'll just peel off really easily. And I'll show you a way of, when I unmold these, I'll show you a way of getting your inserts out without breaking them. Because when I first started, I'd sort of just pull and they'd sort of tear a little bit on the edges. But I have since worked out how to do it without breaking them. Alrighty, I think that's pretty much it. So the resin is up to the top of my coaster mold. Just make sure that they're all at the top. Look at this again, worked it out as if it was meant to be, hey? The exact amount of resin that I needed. I just winged it. Or is it wung it? This one needs a little bit more, just to bring it up to the top of that coaster mold. Oh, I stuck my finger in that one. Oh, doesn't matter, just leave it. All right, I'm just gonna make sure that they're all equal. This one could do with a little bit more. Oops, nothing coming out. A few drips. You don't have to go as high, you know, but I've got the resin, so I might as well. And I've got a little bit more space in the coaster mold, so I'll just take it up. That one's full. That one's, because I'm looking at them and they're pretty much doming. This one's doming. That one's full. Oh, this one can have just a few drops more. And this one can have a few drops more. Okay, that is it. Look at that. That worked out well. All right, now let me just get the resin off my gloves. A bit of alcohol rubbed on there. Dilutes it so I'm not sticky everywhere. All right, let's see if I can get a few more bubbles out. So I'm going to go around again and just do this and see if I can torch just very gently and get a few more bubbles out. And then I'm going to cover them up, and I'm basically going to just leave them alone until tomorrow morning. So there's a few more bubbles coming up, but like I said, you've got to be really careful now not to burn my mold. So I'm going on the very edges here, and not on the top of my mold, just along the edges. Could, if you wanted to as well, spray a little bit of alcohol over the top. And the ones that you can't get, you could, like that one, he's just being stubborn. You could just pop him with a toothpick. So I think a little bit of resin's gone over the top of that one a little bit. And make sure that they're not moving. And there we go. Oh, that's exciting, isn't it? Clean up my mess. My little baby wipe. So there we go. Done and dusted, hey? It's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow to unmolding. All right. I'll see you then. Oh, I can't turn it off with my gloves on. I'm going to take my gloves off. See you soon. Hey guys, I'm back. And guess what? It's the same day. It's 10:15 in the evening. And they are set. It's actually a good idea, if you're going to use the little inserts, it's a good idea to take them out before your resin is like fully set hard. They just come out easier. But it's hard. I mean, the first layer was, you know, set, so they're not going to be bendy. But let's get them out. Hopefully I haven't over torched and I can get them out. It's always tricky just to get the first little bit started. Once that comes out, then it's easy. It's always the first bit and you think, oh my god, it's stuck. I hope it hasn't stuck. Look, it's stuck a little bit. Oh, these cheap molds, I tell you. Oh, I don't know why I do it to myself. But yeah, see what happens when you you use your torch on these. You shouldn't. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's just because the resin's overflowed a little bit there. This side's definitely stuck though, look at that. I'll just have to pull like that. See how easily it's done though, like, you know, I didn't torch a lot. This one's stuck as well. Oh gosh. Well, I won't be using these again, will I? Oh, it looks really pretty on the side there. Oh no, just a shame I'm going to ruin my mold. It's the first time I've used it too. It's stuck there as well. All right, let's move on to the next one. Maybe the next one's going to be a bit easier. I can come back to that. Hopefully I didn't ruin all of them. Maybe just that one. Oh, this one's coming off easy. Why? What did I do differently? I don't know. Okay, so this is where we get to see if I've done it the right way or not. Yes, I have. And it comes out nice and easily. Thank goodness. At least I've got one left. All right, so I did it the right way. And I mean, there's a few bubbles on there, but I think once I peel this off, I don't think we'll be able to see them. So it does come off really, really easily. I haven't overflowed it. When you put your Druzy disc down first and you pour resin over it, the resin creeps in underneath. But I don't know if it's going to do that with this one. It's coming off really, really easily because the little edges are quite delicate. If you find that it is sticking, and I don't think I'm going to have that problem tonight, but if you find that your resin, if you done it the other way, you put your Druzy down first and poured resin on top, and you find that it's sticking, just grab your heat gun and go around the edges, not a torch, just a heat gun, around the edges, and that'll soften the resin that's gone over, and then it'll just peel off really easily. All right, let's have a look at this. Look, you guys! Oh gosh, look how pretty that is. Wow. All right, we'll just finish taking this off. Let's go nice and slow. Look at that, perfect. I didn't damage it at all. I can just sit back in there for a minute. Look at it. Look how pretty it is. Wow, look how sparkly it is. Now remember, this is the back, the bottom. So we'll flip it over. That is so pretty. That is absolutely gorgeous. Oh wow, so happy with that. There's a little bit of gold around the edge there on the top. What do you think? It's so pretty. So the reason I did the different colours was, you know, if you're having drinks with friends and you think, oh, which drink's mine? You can remember where you put your glass, because you just have to remember if you had the gold one or the green one or the red one. So there we go. That's so pretty. I'm going to come back to you, you trouble child, you. Let's see if we can get this one off. I would have to start with the difficult one, didn't I? That one's sticking a little bit too. Look, it's going to pull. I just have to, like, you can scrape that off. It should come off. Just scrape it off. You're going to be difficult to get off. Yes, you are. Right, let's get that out. Alright, so same thing. I don't think we'll have any problems getting this little Druzy out. Look at that. Look how easily it comes out. It's a very fine textured Druzy, this one that I made. I have got a more chunky one, but this one's just the little fine one, and I thought it would look really pretty with, you know, in a little coaster. It can go there. All right, so that's the back. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to have it like that, but it's uneven. So, you know, they're meant for this way. And there it is. There's the red. Look at that. What do you think? Aren't they pretty? So do you like the fact that I've done them in different colours, or do you think they would have been better just all in silver? A few little bubbles there that were caught on the edges, but can't really do much about that. It saves you painting the edges, doesn't it? All right, 2 down. Let's move over there. Let's see if I can get this one out. Yep, this one's... Are you stuck? I think it's just going to be stuck in this one area here. I don't think I torched too much, like I tried not to. I really did. It might just be because the resin's overflowed a bit there. I've gone over the top. Maybe I'll take this end out first and then hopefully it will just pop out that way. Maybe. Because it could just, I'm not sure if it's the heat or whether it's just the resin overflowed onto the top of it. I think it's just overflow, really, by that little bit there. It's still a little bit soft, so I can just push it back. Actually, what I could do is to just heat that little section there. And then you can just smooth it off. Like so. Let's do it again. Because the resin hasn't cured totally, as you could see. It was still a little bit sticky there. So I'll just do that with my finger. Just smooth it over. There we go. Wouldn't even know it was there. All right, let's get this one out. I don't think I've got any overflow on that one either. I'm sorry if I'm taking too long, you guys. I'm enjoying the process. This has been like an all-day thing for me. I don't want to rush the last little bit. Was that a bit of... Oh no, that's just a bit of resin over the top. You can just peel that off. A tiny little bit. Okay, that one's out too. Beautiful. Okay. So if you look across the top like that, slightly lower there. Not very much because the druzy's not very thick. I'll have to take some nice photos tomorrow outside in the sun, hey? But you can see how shimmery that is. So flip it over. And there's the green one. The photos just don't do it justice. They really don't. I get something like a piece of black something. Hang on. I've got this velvet. Oh gosh, look at the dust on it in the light. Velvet jewellery tray. I wonder what it looked like on that. Doesn't do it justice either. Artificial lighting in here tonight with the fluoro lights on. All right, let's get back to you, trouble child. Let's see if I can get you out. Gonna have to ruin the mold, I think. I don't think there's any other way around it, unless I try to do like I did with the green one and pop the whole thing out and then just try, and I'm going to have to carefully, I'm just going to have to scrape down like that. If you pull too quickly, it could take a big chunk out of your mould. I mean, the mould's ruined anyway. I can't use it again. Well, I could, but the sides wouldn't be very good. See, there's a bit there that it's stuck. See what I mean about using these once? I guess it's my own fault because I did torch, but now this bit here, this may well be the overflow. Sorry, I'm too close to you. This may be the overflow again. So I'll do it this way. And that looks like torching, doesn't it? All right. Throw you out. Now I'm just going to heat this a little bit so that I can smooth it out again, same as I did with the other one. Just warm that resin. And then you can just smooth it. Never going to be ideal, perfect, but be close enough. Make sure that it's not too hot before you go sticking your fingers in it, okay? Because that heat gun does get very hot. So just sort of, do this. Make sure that it's not going to be too hot to burn you before you go sticking your finger in hot melted resin, okay? Yep, got it? Now, I think there's a little bit of overflow. Maybe just there. Oh, maybe, no, maybe not. All right, let's get him out. Last one. And again, go nice and slowly. Try and protect your little druzy as much as you can. I think these ones with the really fine texture are easier to get out. Now that one there's a little bit of resin just over the top of it, so I'm just going to heat that. It's not going to damage the silicone. I'm just going to heat that. See how easy it comes out? Because that resin that's over the top of it now has gone soft. See, excuse my nail. See that little bit of resin that's over the top? It's gone soft now, so you can just easily peel it off. Like that. But if your resin was hard and set, it would probably tear your druzy. So that's why it's a good idea just to heat it. And you saw how well it worked. So there we go. There's the blue one. Yay, finally out. Look, it's not too badly damaged. Not too bad. I think I'll just stick to my own moulds. I don't have a mould with a lip though, but I've got moulds that, I can put druzys in. So watch this space. I'll do a druzy insert in my own mould, and then I don't have to worry about it sticking. All right, so there's that side. And there's the clear, and there's the blue on top. So pretty. What's your favourite? Green, blue, red, yellow or gold. They're primary colours, aren't they? Oh, I love them. I cannot get over how gorgeous the crystals look. Look at that. That's just amazing. Oh my gosh, look at me carrying on for 15 minutes. I was supposed to go to bed. And I thought, I'll just come and see how these are going. And then I thought, I best get them out before they go, rock hard. All right, there we go. I'll take a couple of photos in the morning outside. I don't know if no, they're not. The little fine druzys aren't in my eBay store yet because I have to make some more. It's time consuming, but I have to make some more. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Well, I'll sign off now and I'll take a little video or some photos in the morning. Yeah, so they can see the finished product outside in the sun. But yeah, I love them, love them, love them, love them. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learnt something. It's always good if you learn something. I'm off to bed, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Okay, thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye for now.